My name is Varsha, and I am a senior consultant with Georgetown Global Consulting. I have created a rubric and a database for IACT to maximize event attendance strategy. I have also created this video to show how IACT can evaluate potential events to attend. In this video, I will walk you through the process of how to use the rubric and the database to evaluate potential events, using an example of an event that IACT has already attended. The event I will use as an example is the Conference on Philanthropy, located in Nashville in April of 2018. Looking at the rubric, the Conference on Philanthropy does not have a digital presence, meaning that it does not provide webinars directly related to the conference itself. Therefore, the Conference on Philanthropy gets a score of 2. Moving on to focus. As IACT has outlined in this Google Sheet, the details and the purpose of the Conference on Philanthropy are quite relevant to the goals and motivations of IACT, in fact, completely relevant. Therefore, the Conference on Philanthropy gets a score of 5. Now our total score is 7. Moving on to cost. IACT is in a better position to evaluate the cost of attendance of this event, but for example purposes, I will use the medium cost evaluation, bringing our total score up to 10. Moving on to opportunity. Using some research from the internet, I found that the average expected attendance for the Conference on Philanthropy is about 200 attendees, which is on the relatively smaller side for these types of conferences. Therefore, the Conference on Philanthropy will get a small categorization. At the Conference on Philanthropy, IACT can only attend and not present. Therefore, the Conference on Philanthropy gets a score of 2, bringing our final total score up to 12. Now, IACT should keep this score in mind when moving on to the database. This is a database that I have created for IACT using examples of various conferences that IACT can attend. This database does not require any computer programming skills whatsoever. All IACT needs to do is go to obvbase.com and enter the login credentials provided in the deliverable. I have already entered some examples of conferences that IACT can attend using the following categories to describe them. There's obviously the name and location of the conferences, which are important, as well as the dates. Over here is the description that the conference has provided about the goals and motivations of the particular event, as well as the overall focus of the event. The URL links are provided in this column, and the audience breakdowns are provided over here. The audience size is provided in the next column, categorizing small events as less than 300 attendees, medium as 300 to 800, and large as greater than 800. The following columns are important for financial purposes involving the quarter and the cost of attendance. Over here, IACT can hit this checkbox to show whether they attended or not. Over here is where IACT can enter their rubric score using the rubric that we previously looked at. And over here, if IACT has attended one of these events, then they can hit this checkbox in order to show whether they will attend again. The database is easily modified. Columns can be added using this green plus mark over here, and rows can be added using this green plus mark over here. Now, I won't bore you by entering all of the mundane information about the Conference on Philanthropy and in all of these columns, but I will show you that you can enter the rubric score over here. Now remember, we had a rubric score of 12, and so and we can also enter the name. So this was the Conference on Philanthropy. And right now, so the Conference on Philanthropy immediately jumped to the middle because I had organized this database based on high to low to show which conferences were worthy of attending and which weren't. So over here you can see that the Conference on Philanthropy is in the middle of the pack, and so therefore it might be a conference that IACT can consider attending in the future. Now, considering that IACT has already attended this event, and whether they evaluated it as worthy or not, IACT can hit this box to say if they will attend it again or not. So this is the database. If you have any questions whatsoever about how to operate it or how any of these categories were created, please feel free to reach out to Georgetown Global Consulting, and we will be happy to help you with any of that. Thank you so much for working with Georgetown Global Consulting.